Welcome to Keeping It Real with KC. I am your host, KC Phoenix. And it is officially the weekend. It's Saturday. It's like 11:23 a.m. right now. I just finished doing the other show for my podcast, and I'm going straight into this one because I want the rest of the afternoon for myself because Sundays I'm working on another little project, and I want to just leave that project for Sundays only so I don't go crazy. I'm going to be honest with this one. Usually, when it comes to the sports episodes, I find something that I'm really interested in. Like, I'll come across something and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I think I got like one article where I was like, oh, well, yeah, I still don't get it because, again, I'm not a sports person. But I was like, I don't get it, but that's kind of interesting. Some of these other articles, I'm just like, man, there isn't anything in here that I'm just whatever. But I told you guys I would give you a sports episode this weekend, so that is what I will do. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. Of course, this podcast is carried on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, so on and so forth. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Where to start? Let me start with this one. This isn't a huge deal to me because I thought this already existed, but apparently not. So yeah, this article is Meet Maya Shaka, the NFL's first Black female official for the 2021 season. I'm trying to figure out how this is news because I honestly thought that there were more female officials in the NFL. I don't know why I thought that, but I just did. So yeah, it says the NFL has added a second female official to its officiating roster for 2021. Maya Shaka, who joins Super Bowl 55 down Judge Sarah Thomas, will make history in her own right as the first Black woman to officiate games in the league. Okay, that's cool. The announcement was made exclusively on NBC's The Today Show on Friday morning. Shaka, who spent 7 years in the NFL's officiating development program. 7 years? Really? That's doctorate time. Sheesh. Okay. Was overwhelmed learning the news on her March 1st promotion from working college football games in the Pac-12 conference. It didn't really hit me until just now, Shaka said on Today. When I saw the introduction, I'm like, this is really real because this is just something that we're just always taught to work hard for. Sometimes we just don't take the time to stop and smell the roses. Girl, I can relate to you there. I've just been grinding for so long at this. It's just an honor to be able to join the National Football League. While Shaka can't wait to get to work, here's what you should know about her. What is Maya Shaka's non-NFL job? Why is she doing something else besides the NFL? Shaka is a 2006 graduate of Norfolk State University, is a high school health and physical education teacher at the Renaissance Academy, part of the public school system in Virginia Beach. When she was 32 in the summer of 2014, she was one of 21 referees chosen for the NFL's officiating development program. She was one of 2 women selected. The other was Thomas, who hails from Brandon, Mississippi. There were a couple of scouts around the area, and they watched me progress as an official throughout my college career, Shaka told the Virginia Pilot 7 years ago. And based upon my performance in college, they invited me to be part of the program. At the time, then NFL Vice President of Officiating, Dan Blandino, heaped high praise on Shaka. I'm trying to read too fast here. Saying she had a great understanding of the game. Also in the article, Blandino expressed confidence that Shaka would move up the ranks fast through the program, much like Thomas did. Maya has just worked her way up the ladder, Blandino said then. She's shown progress at every level. We look forward to her continuing her career in officiating. I don't know why, but I wish they would call it something else besides officiating. I feel like it should be called something. Officiating is so vague to me. It makes it seem like they're part of a religious, like they're priestesses or something. I don't know. It's just I just don't like that term. That's just me. Anyways, what is Maya Shaka's previous officiating experience? I don't like that word. Shaka and Thomas made history together for Conference USA as two female officials on the same crew for the 2013 Fight Hunger Bowl in San Francisco. Shaka officiated as a head linesman for Pac-12 games last season. Her most recent assignment in that capacity was at an all-star game for NFL Scouts, the 2021 Reese's Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama on January 30th. She also was named to be an officiating crew in the short-lived XFL revival in 2020. Okay, I learned something new today. So the XFL was revived, but I guess it didn't work out. All right. After working Alliance of American Football games in 2019, although 2021 will mark her first NFL regular season assignments, Shaka already has worked 4 preseason games as part of the developmental program. So good luck to Maya. I'm happy for her. I learned something new today. I just don't like that word officiating. I wish they would call it something else. I feel like this is one of those situations. I was talking to my brother about this, like positions in companies and things like that, where they just make up something to try and make it sound all fancy and stuff, but really it's not. And this isn't a dig at the people who do this. I'm just saying officiating doesn't seem like the word. But I digress. Let me skip to the second article. All right. If I can pronounce this last name. Canelo versus Yildirim. Pay-per-view price. How much does it cost to watch Canelo Alvarez's fight on DAZN? So we're looking at DAZN monthly subscription, $19.99. DAZN annual subscription, $9.99. Obviously, okay, this is just my little 2 cents. If you have a fight roster of what's going to be on DAZN, which I'm not familiar with, I know of the channel, but I'm not fully familiar with the lineup. If you know a lot of good stuff is coming throughout the year, go for the $99.99. Don't be like, oh, well, that's too expensive, da-da-da-da. And I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not getting any commission or anything like that. I'm just telling you from a, overall type of view. Because $19.99 a month, and then you may turn around and then come back a month or so later. Just do the $99.99. You be better off for the annual. But that's what it's showing it's going to cost. It says Canelo Alvarez will put his WBA, WBC, and the Ring super middleweight titles on the line against Avni Yildirim. Never heard of him. Canelo Alvarez, I'm pretty sure I've heard of him before. It's a quick turnaround for Alvarez, who defeated Callum Smith less than 3 months ago. Yildirim, meanwhile, last fought in February 2019 when he lost to Anthony Durrell via technical split decision. That's gotta suck. Will Canelo continue his run of dominance as expected, or can Yildirim pull off a major upset? So yeah, if you want to watch it, it's going to be on DAZN. As for the time and the date, wait a second. Hold on. This has already happened. Oh, well, I hope you guys got to see it. So I wonder who won. Let me look. Now I got to see who won. because this was saying February 27th. This is an old article. Let me see. I told you I don't keep track of sports. Let me see who won. I'm curious now. Type who won. And for those who watch my show, you probably don't keep track of sports either. So you're probably wondering, like, yeah, who won? The Alvarez fight results. Alvarez won. Huh. Well, it says Alvarez overwhelms foe to easy TKO. Well, maybe I hope nobody paid $19.99 for that. That might have been like that one fight. What was that fight back a long time ago when Tyson was really doing his thing? I forgot who Tyson fought. I forgot who it was, but I promise you, it was on pay-per-view. And Tyson knocked the guy out. I don't even think the guy went 3 rounds. I feel like Tyson knocked him out in either the first round or the second round. It was quick. And people were mad because Tyson knocked the guy out so fast. I forgot what person it was that Tyson fought. I don't remember who it was. And then there was this big thing where people who sell the pay-per-view were kind of nervous because they were like, okay, if he fights again and we have to sell this, people may not want to buy it because if Tyson knocks him out too quick, it's not going to be worth the money. Because back in the day, people were paying like $50, $60, $70, $80 for pay-per-view to watch the fight on that. So yeah. But with this, and with the Alvarez, he knocked the guy out in the 3rd round. It was a 3rd round TKO. So Alvarez knocked Yildirim out in the 3rd round. Okay. This gets more interesting. All right. Now, those 2 stories that I just read you, I honestly didn't really care about them. This story I kind of care about because I don't get it. And it sounds interesting, but I still don't get it. So maybe you'll get it as I'm reading it. The Ravens proposed a bold and exciting overtime rule change called Spot and Choose. What's the date on this article? That's yesterday. Article is yesterday. All right. The NFL hasn't had a massive rule shakeup in a while, but the Ravens plan to change that. According to Pro Football Talk, the Ravens plan to propose a pair of rule changes on the concept of spot and choose. Let's break down what that means. Spot. One team picks where the drive starts. Choose. The other team chooses whether to play offense or defense. The 2 proposals are both based on this concept, but the difference is on how overtime should end. One proposal is a sudden death finish, meaning whichever team scores first would win the game. The other proposal is a 7:30 long overtime. So I guess 7 minutes, 30 seconds long overtime. And whoever has the lead by the end of the period wins the game. Pro Football Talk says one of the sources involved in the development of the proposal said the idea went back to a 2003 article on Football Outsiders written by Michael David Smith. Although there are some changes between the 2, Smith's proposal is for kickoff rather than the drive itself. The idea behind both is the same. Part of the fun in the proposal is that both teams have a say in what happens. There's a strategy in both decisions, rather than just giving one team the ball because a coin flip said so. Another reason why fans seemingly enjoyed the proposal is because it's something different. We've seen multiple variations of overtime in football, from college rules to the XFL to the AAF to the FCF, and I have no idea what any of these initials stand for or what they're affiliated with, but I digress. And more. Each league has a different interpretation of how overtime should be handled. The Ravens rule change will be proposed at the NFL owners meeting, which takes place virtually on March 30th through the 31st. In order for the rule to pass, 24 team owners must approve it. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So now you know there may be a change in the rules when it comes to overtime for the NFL. And the Ravens are the ones who will be pushing for the rule change. This was the only thing that was kind of interesting to me. The other stuff was just meh. But hey, who am I to judge? All right, you got your sports episode. Hopefully it was entertaining for you. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. I can't. Oh my goodness. And also, I am working on adding another supplement to the Keeping It Real with KC show. I should know something by next week. I have to, I got to get through some legal stuff first. I got to make sure I'm covered legally before I do it. So once I get that handled and I speak with my attorneys, then yeah, if they give the green light, I'm going to go ahead and add it. And I'll make that announcement after I get the green light, if I get it. So yeah, that's all I have. Thank you everyone for your support. I sincerely appreciate it. Until next time, enjoy your weekend. Be blessed.